and welcome to this week's Karma Cards. It's an exciting week over here. Yesterday, June 21st, was the start of the New Earth Leadership Summit. And I'm so excited because there's so many great experts coming together to talk about what it looks like to move into leadership and become a leader of New Earth. So if that sounds exciting to you, I'd love to have you join us. There's still time. You can go to this link below, and it's also in the description, to join and get free access to all the beautiful conversations that are happening over there at the New Earth Leadership Summit right now. So today I wanted to talk with you about one of my favorite topics, which is the idea of starseeds. Now, if you haven't heard that term before, starseeds refer to individuals who are here on Earth right now in a human form, but have connection to different planetary energy, different celestial bodies that were coming from places all across the universe. And the awareness of that lineage while in this lifetime. Now it's one of those experiences where it's like you don't really know right away. I mean, I'm sure there's a few people in the world who sort of have had this sense the whole time, but for many of us, there was just something in our lives where we couldn't quite put our finger on it, but we knew something was sort of off or different about our life. So I wanted to talk to you about that in case this is something that you've also felt and you haven't been able to identify it. It's actually quite a popular topic, and there's so many resources out there. In fact, there are people who have channels devoted just to talking to you about starseed energy and the different planetary energies that you could be connected to. And what I wanted to talk about today is what starseeds are carrying. So first, I'd like to share with you just a few quick identifiers in case you're like, am I a starseed? I'm not sure. Here are a few identifiers. Now, I just want to state that this is not the extent of the parameters. It's by no means, if you have these experiences, does it limit you to being a starseed, and it certainly doesn't exclude you from being a starseed if you don't recognize these. These are just some of the instances that I know I've personally connected with that helped me really awaken to this aspect of myself. And I'd love to share that with you in case you might be carrying some of these experiences as well. Again, there's a few people that I would check out if you want more information about starseeds. One of them is the Starseed Coach, Saoirse Claire. She is a great resource to look for information about starseeds. Another channel on YouTube is Cosmic Empress. She does a lot of the starseed lineage videos, and I think that she's done a lot of great work on that. So if that's something you're interested, check out those resources below to get more information. So here are a few starseed identifying traits that I've come across, that I've personally experienced, and that seems to be something that when talking to clients, because I do attract a lot of starseeds to my work as well, when talking to clients, they tend to share one or more of these experiences. So experience number one is this strange longing for home. Now, in my personal experience, this strange longing for home has been with me a long time. I remember being a small child in my own bedroom and wishing I could go home. And it was a really disconcerting feeling because, you know, you're with your family, you're in your room, and you still feel like you want to go home. And I remember sharing that sentiment with my mom when I was younger, and just seeing the look of like confused concern on her face. Like, what do you mean you want to go home? You are home. But there's just something that most starseeds carry, is this deep longing to go home, or a feeling of home that's not there. And if that's something that resonates for you, that's one clear indicator that you very well could be a starseed. So it's just this deeper knowing that you're never really home. And it's interesting because I think another aspect that tends to show up, and especially later in life, is sort of looking for the home or the perfect home and never quite being able to find it. And again, you know, this isn't by itself an indicator that maybe you're a star-seeded individual, but it tends to be an experience most star-seeded people feel, is they just feel this longing for a home that's not there. And why do we experience that? Because we know this is not our planet of origin, that we come from another energy. And this could be another planet in the system. It could be outside of our solar system. It could be outside this galaxy. We can come from all sorts of areas of the infinite universe. And there's just this deep longing to go back to that energy, because the frequencies of this planet are very different from the frequencies that we came from. And I honestly believe there's a lot of individuals here that resonate with a starseed type energy. And now this isn't to say that human beings aren't special, because that's just not true. Humanity is in and of itself a type of starseed. I mean, they're part of the galactic family, the galactic community. They just happen to be local to Earth. It just matches their base frequency. So again, it's not like being from another planet makes you better in any way. It's simply just the difference you would feel if you grew up in one state or country and you moved to a different state or country that has a very different feel to it. It's that same sort of displacement feeling you would get, because the frequencies are different. Now, the next two major identifiers that I find for star-seeded individuals are something I think is more universally shared, but they tend to be really strong frequencies in people who are star-seeded individuals. And the first one is, number one, is a strong feeling that I'm here to do something really important. So there is a strong sense of mission in star-seeded individuals. And not only that, but that mission feels critical and important. And again, this isn't something that is unique to a small group of people. I think probably many people hold that feeling. With star-seeded individuals, it's strong, it's nagging, and it intensifies as we go along, especially if we haven't found that thing yet that feels like we're meeting that mission or that purpose. If we haven't identified it and it feels like we're meeting it, that feeling of I've got something really important to do gets stronger and stronger. And I know for me, for example, and I've talked to a few people about this, and they've all identified this, that maybe it meant that I was supposed to be doing something really big and leave a notable mark on the world and perhaps be famous, right? That's how my young brain interpreted that energy, is, that maybe that's what I'm going for. And I think a lot of people misinterpret that energy just because our only real external world examples are the iconic people that our societies celebrate, and also the emphasis that the old paradigm really put on fame. I mean, it was fed to us that this was so important and so amazing, and just the pinnacle of human existence was to be famous. And I think we've all seen over time, as the energy is shifting, what a facade that is. But a lot of star-seeded people, a lot of people carrying a strong sense of mission, often misinterpret that as I have to do something that leaves a notable mark, or my name is written down in history. And as we connect deeper in to understanding our starseed mission, it all starts to make sense, and we release the identifying with I have to be famous or I have to leave a big impression on the world, and we realize that our mission that we're being called to do is to raise the frequency of Earth and prepare it for this great shift, which is a huge mission. And when you can identify with that and lean into it, all the false layers of it fall away, and you get really clear that you're here to be the frequency match to a higher density of consciousness, to help bring the planetary energy and the people's, specifically, the planet's got it covered. It's the population on the planet that needs help anchoring in this frequency so that we can all ride this wave together. That's a pretty big mission. That's what we're feeling. And until we can identify it and it feels authentic to us, we're going to be searching for ways to leave a big mark on the world that might have nothing to do with our actual intended soul mission. And the final marker I want to talk about goes kind of hand in hand with the big mission, and that is this sense that time is running out. So not only do we feel this big mission, but we feel a really intense push to do something about it. And until we can identify it, it can create a lot of anxiety. So I think it's common for a lot of star-seeded individuals to be holding this sort of existential anxiety that time is running out, that they've got to hurry up and figure this out. And again, that has to do with the esoteric understanding that there is an impending shift coming, that there actually is a sort of timer, even though time is a construct of this dimension that we're in. We still can feel that this shift of frequency is coming and it's imminent. And that causes us to want to hurry up and figure out what this big mission is and how do I get it going. So again, and that's again to say, if you have this strong feeling of time is running out and I've got to do something, it could allude to you having that star-seeded energy. It could just mean that you're just feeling the frequency. So the final piece that I want to put out there for anyone is, more than anything you're hearing people tell you about star-seeded individuals or wanderers or indigos or light workers or crystalline beings, whatever the label that they're putting on it, more than any of the things that you're hearing, including what I've said about, hey, these are some signs that this could be you, is that you go inside internally and feel if any of those things are a vibrational match to you, because that, more than anything you hear, is going to give you your ultimate truth. And if these do resonate for you, then I just want to say that your presence is so appreciated here. It's so desired. All of humanity's presence is so appreciated. We need everybody. I mean, I know for a fact, just in my soul, no one's on this earth arbitrarily. We were all hand-selected. We were all the right vibrational match to be here to create this shift in energy. And it's going to take every single one of us, not just a select few group of people, but really everyone working together is what, assures the success of our mission. And so the reason I bring this up is just to help you connect deeper with that sense of mission. And hopefully, if this message is resonant for you, it just helps you connect deeper into it. I hope you go inside, connect with yourself, and see, is this resonant for me? And if so, what is my part to play? And of course, that's what the New Earth Leadership Summit is about, is asking those questions. What is my part to play? How am I being asked to step up into leadership? And how can I do that to help facilitate the greatest shift this planet has probably ever seen? And with that, let's do some karma cards for this week. All right, if you're new to karma cards, let me quickly show you how these work. I have 3 decks here: planets, signs of the zodiac, and the houses of astrology. And I've already asked my team, what is the message you have for us this week? And I've got 2 sets of answers, a set in red, which are action-related answers, and a set in blue, which are outcome. And the way that you play is you tune into your beautiful intuition and see, what do you need this week? Are you looking for actions to take, or do you want to know how things are most likely going to resolve? What are the outcomes coming? And of course, you can always choose both. While you're choosing, let me give you the timing for this reading. This reading is for June 22nd to June 29th. And the flavor of this reading, we've got the North Node. So this is talking about the future, or our destiny, where we're headed to, in the sign of Leo, which is talking about leadership. The future and leadership in the 9th house of mental expansion. So we're working with our higher self-consciousness here. Wow, if this isn't a reading that talks about New Earth leadership, I'm not sure what would. All right, if you're choosing action, your spiritual action at this time is to have faith in leadership as if it or they came from God. Well, it sure does, right? So leadership is that being inner-led energy. It's sovereignty. And what's more sovereign than God, source, the universe itself? So it's asking you to have faith in not just leadership, your leadership as if it was given to you by God, because that's the mission we're talking about. And you most definitely were handed this mission by the highest source available, that prime creator energy. Mental action at this time. Do not worry about the creativeness of the philosophies and laws involved. All right, so they're saying at this point, the nitty gritty of like how we developed your mission and what, when it was chosen, how it was chosen, why you were chosen. These things aren't the things that you need to concern yourself with. More concern yourself with, what is it? What's my mission? Some people here are simply here to hold the frequency of joy. In human designs, you would be called generators. Hi, fellow generators. I'm one too. The generators are here to generate an energy and sort of continuously spread it. The beauty of that is that all you have to do is show up in a place in your own grounded energy, and it does the work for you. That's what some of us are on a mission for. In fact, human design is actually quite a great tool to identify some of your mission. So if you haven't checked out human design, that's something I would definitely recommend. In fact, one of the speakers in the New Earth Leadership Summit, her name is Barbara Brangen, and she does cosmic human design. So you want to check that out because she's coming up in a day or two here. And she goes more into that. And I just think it's a great start point if you're like, oh, what would a mission of mine look like? Because we're looking at a frequency that you're lining up to in energy. But don't worry about the details, like how did you come up with it? Who came up with it? Why would they give it to you? Just trust that you're the right carrier for that job. Physical action. Now is the time to do what you want and do it in a big way, okay? This is a reinforcement of that. So your mission is already around you. You don't have to go looking for it. You almost just have to sit for a moment and assess, like, what am I attracted to? What do I keep speaking about? What keeps calling me to it? How do I feel like I have to show up in situations? All of this alludes to your divine mission here on earth and how you are assisting the planet. So for example, I am called by spirituality. I'm called by art and the arts community. These are two areas that I can lock right into and feel completely fed by, but also like I can feed into it, like I can give out through these channels. So looking at maybe the sectors of human experience, and a great place to look at that, by the way, if you're like, well, what are the sectors? Look at the houses of astrology. So you can look this up. You can do a computer search on houses of astrology, and it'll give you a bullet point list of all the houses. That's a great place to start to understand what are the sectors of life. Now, also, and I know this sounds like it's like constantly pitching it, but it's just so on point. In the New Earth Leadership Summit, I'm talking to Foster Gamble, and we actually get into this, and he has done great work breaking down the sectors and how we can engage with the sector, because there's different ways each one of us engage with the different sectors of the world. Some of us are more public, some of us are more private. It really isn't about doing it the right way, but doing it the way that most authentically lights you up, because when that's happening, you know you're locked in and you are shifting frequency when you do that. All right, so now let's look at outcomes for the North Node in Leo in the 9th house of mental expansion. The spiritual outcome will be, there will be self-confidence to create spiritual values. So the more that you go into this mission, the more you start identifying what's resonant for you, and maybe even holding that space of what if this is the divine mission? What if creating a happy family is my divine mission? Right? So we don't discount anything. We don't try to reduce what we're doing to the mundane. We actually start looking at what we're already doing and holding it up to a more divine light and looking at it and going, what if this were the mission? You know, am I engaged with it? Is it lighting me up? Because when you identify it, that's where that self-confidence and the security comes from, that you're already activated and you're already of assistance to the planet and to society as a whole. You're doing it. It's just you getting conscious of the fact that you might already be doing it now. Mental outcome at this time: success from taking a chance on long-range thinking or travel. And I feel like this statement kind of backs up the last statement about you actually going in and assessing what you're attracted to, what lights you up, where can you constantly feel fulfilled from, and what do you constantly feel like you're able to contribute to, right? At any point in time, I can keep contributing to this. This information is going to help you understand that perhaps you're already engaging in that mission, or where you can engage more fully so you really feel that you're connected in and that you're contributing. And once you feel that, right, this is going to open up the energy and it's going to bring you more information. So by being willing to sit down and ask the what if questions about what's already here and present in your life, you're going to open up more information. It's going to show you more of who you are. And when we open the mind, more information can come in. So it's always great to ask these questions. Or as Dolores Cannon once said to me, she said, ask the smart questions. So a smart question is, what if I am already living my purpose? What would that look like? And the physical outcome at this time: benefit resulting from the impressiveness of what is to be shared. So again, you might already be doing it. And I think that when you're in the zone of where your mission lies, where your potential to be of the greatest service lies, when you're in the zone, you can already feel that. And the benefit of the impressiveness is sometimes all it takes is shifting our perspective. It's you know, like in the tarot, the Hanged Man, what he does is he hangs himself upside down and looks into a pool of water to see the world in a different way, and it shows him so much more. So they're not telling you actually to do anything new right now. They're asking you to look at it in a different way. And if you were to tilt your head slightly and look at your situation in a different way, you might actually see the mission that you came here to fulfill. And with that, I really hope I see you at the New Earth Leadership Summit. But if not, I still wish you the most wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you at the next Karma Cards. Mwah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I release a new video. Until then, stay magical.